Good day, church family. I wanted to share with you a few thoughts on everything that's going on. Something that's been encouraging me is that God's presence is with us no matter where we go. In Joshua 1, he spoke to Joshua before he asked him to do this huge challenge of going to take over the land that God had promised him. He said to Joshua in Joshua 1, he said, "Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged." Why? For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. That's a promise to us as well. And it's echoed again in Isaiah 41:10, where it says, "Do not fear, I am with you." I love those great verses in Psalm 23, where it talks about the Lord being our shepherd and how he guides us and loves us. In there it says, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death," probably the scariest place that this author, the writer, could imagine, says, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil." That's opposite of how I would be feeling. He says, "I will fear no evil, for you are with me." And goes on to say, "For your rod and your staff, they comfort me." And talks about how God's presence provides him that comfort and that peace because of God's power. I wanted to just underscore this, that God's presence is with us today, tomorrow, throughout all of these circumstances that we don't have control over. His presence, it brings us power. His power is enough to handle everything that you're going to face. His power is enough to encourage you, to help you, to heal you, to do the things that only God can do. His presence will bring provision. God will provide for his people. He always does. He owns the cattle on thousands of hills. He doesn't have a problem with resources, and he loves to bless his kids, like I love to bless my kids. And his presence, it brings peace. That when you know God is with you, you have the ability to rest in knowing that God is for you, and that he'll protect you, and that he cares about you. And so as you think about all the things that are going on in the world, it's easy to run to fear. And I would encourage you to practice his presence each day, to remind yourself that God is with me, that he is for me, that he loves me, that he's going to take care of me. His power and his provision and his peace, they're all enough for me. I'm not lacking. God is going to come through. He always does. And one of the ways that I practice his presence is I choose to pray. Sorry for all the P's, but that's where it's at today. I thank God that he's with me, that I'm not alone, that I don't have to try to do it, that I don't have to try to live on my own power, and I don't have to try to provide everything, and I don't have to try to drum up some kind of peace that I know doesn't last. I can trust him. And I'd love to just pray with you now. God, I pray that you would provide us your peace and your comfort. Thank you for your presence, who is with us always, that we're not going through these circumstances alone. I pray that you would help us to fight back fear, and that we would trust in your presence, that God is with us, and that he will help us through all of these things. You are the very best Father. Thank you so much for your great and amazing love. Thank you for guiding us through this situation. Thank you for being with us, and that we don't have to do it by ourselves. We love you. Amen.